Good evening, and welcome to the first edition of Emily's Library Tour. I figured, I don't know where I want to start. I don't know if I want to start at the top with the good stuff or at the bottom with the stuff that I put at the bottom because nobody really sees it, so it doesn't really matter. Not that they're bad books, because the Harry Potter books are down there. I have to close this vent because it's really cold. My house is nice and cool. Sometimes I kind of want to go outside because it's so cold in here. But that's besides the point, because this is the library tour. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and take down some of my... Okay. Oh, sugar. So this deserves a story. This is a nice little Chinese teacup. I'm actually not sure. It's not actually Chinese. It's got Chinese writing on it, but it's Chinese teacups I don't think usually have handles. They're usually... Hold on. I think Chinese teacups are usually like this, in that they do not have handles. But this deserves a story because it has to do with Brian. Um, One time before I even liked Brian, not Kathleen, Kat and I went to the Salvation Army, and he came along, and we all found these cups, and we each got one. So they're like our friendship cups. So this cup always reminds me of him. That bastard. I'm just kidding. I still like him, but it's just unfortunate that it couldn't work out. But, so I'm just going to take down some of this stuff here. And I will go through some of the books. Maybe, I don't know what type of books, like, you like to read. Like, I know that you're reading the one that we're reading now. So I'm going to guess that you like pretty much any type of book. So I'm going to start at the bottom. At the bottom, down here, besides these nice penguins down here, we have the Harry Potter books, which are, we've discussed this before, how you have read some of them. I've only read up to number 5 myself, and would very much like to read all of them this summer, but with my ambition so low to read even on this small novel, I highly doubt I can finish a 10,000 page series. So we're just gonna skip that. No, we're not gonna skip it, but maybe we'll go back to it. Um, maybe I'll go back to it. I don't know. If you want to borrow one of those, you can. Um, we have some Nora Roberts down here, which I haven't personally read, but I've heard that they're good. And then we've just got some instructional books and stuff. So we'll move up to this level here. This one, I have some Tess Gerritsen novels. I have the first of her series of Rizzoli and Isles, which is called The Surgeon. I don't know if you've seen Rizzoli and Isles on TNT, but it's a very good show, and I started on the 4th book of the series because I was doing a project in my forensics class, and that was the book that I chose to read. So she's a very good author, and I also have a book by Patricia Cornwell, who I wanted to read. This is the first book of this series. I believe it's K. Scarpetta. Yes, it is. But this one looks pretty good. I haven't read this one either. I got this one off of Paperback Swap, as I got a couple of them. I got most of them from flea markets, from the flea market. I've got some nice books down here. This one looks pretty good. This one's Hold Still, the typical teenage novel about a girl finding herself, but it seems like it's very well written. I've read a lot of it, but not all of it. I believe, where did I get that one? I think I don't remember where I got that one, but I have Wicked, which is the book that created the musical. The Doll People, those are more like children's books, but they're good nonetheless. There's nice pictures inside them. So it's definitely a children's read, but it was a good experience to read it because it's told from the point of view of this little doll here. That was good. And then there's also a sequel. This one's The Host by Stephenie Meyer. I also have the Twilight books, but they are separated because they don't deserve to be with the Harry Potter books because they fight when they're together, so I moved them over there for safekeeping. I haven't read all of those because I got bored with the third one. These ones are wicked good. Elizabeth Scott. This is the first book that I read by her. It's called Perfect You. It's about a girl whose father owns a vitamin shop, and then she meets this other guy, and it's a love story. Any of her books are good. I have 4 of them. This one's definitely good. I haven't read The Unwritten Rule. So there's The Unwritten Rule, Bloom, Something Maybe, and then this one, The Perfect You. And those are all good. Besides The Unwritten Rule, I haven't read that one. And then I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's more than that. And I don't know what happened to my first one, but it's the Pretty Little Liars series if you want to read that. They're very good books. I don't know if you watched the series. I have some Nicholas Sparks books here. Haven't read any of his work. Don't know anything about it. I've seen The Last Song and Dear John, and I also have A Bend in the Road. I haven't read that. But The Last Song I didn't like because Miley Cyrus was in it. But other than that, it was a pretty good story. So I have some of those. I also have one that I got for Christmas that I haven't read, but that's in this midsection. They're usually alphabetized, but with the addition of so many books, I haven't been able to get them in there. So then I also have a couple books that I haven't read. Um, there is a book called Imaginary Girls. Weeping looks a lot like crying underwater. That one looks pretty good. Weeping underwater looks a lot like laughter. And then there's one called Impossible, I think it is. Yeah, this one looks pretty promising. I think it's fantasy. Not fantasy, but fanatical fiction. I have The Devil Wears Prada. And then if I go through my center stack here, this is my most recent additions to the collection. I have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Any John Green work is good, according to my friends and by me. His writing's a little bit slow. Sometimes it's a little hard to get into, and I really want to like them. But this one is about a girl with cancer, so you know it's going to be a tearjerker, but it's good. Paper Towns, as you know, am currently reading. I'm on page like 40 or something. But it's good so far. The Butterfly Clues, obviously you have that one, so we're not gonna. An Abundance of Catherines. I've heard this is really good. I haven't read this one either. This is one that I bought on my Barnes & Noble binge. I tend to go on a lot of Barnes & Noble binges lately. But it's about a guy who dates only Catherines. He's dated 19 Catherines. It's kind of a funny story. I've seen this movie, haven't read the book. It looks like it's pretty easy reading. So, I haven't read that one. This one was recommended to me. I found it on Paperback Swap. It's called The Town That Forgot How to Breathe, and it looks really freaky. But I know you like scary movies, so maybe that would be a good one to recommend for you. I haven't read that one, but you're welcome to borrow any of them, even if I haven't read them yet. Little Women, that's a classic. I love the movie so much, so I wanted to read the book. Will I get to it? Maybe. Catching Fire, you've read. Something Borrowed. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but I'm really excited to read this book. But then again, I've already seen the movie, so I know what the book is going to be about. I like to read the book before I see the movie, because I just like to. I don't know if you've seen it. It's really good. Looking for Alaska is the most recent John Green that I've finished. I can get you a copy of this at a store called Ollie's down in Johnson City for $2. I can also get you his book called Will Grayson, Will Grayson, which I have not read. Will Grayson, Will Grayson. I got this at a book sale. I can get both of these for you for $4 altogether. So I can get you your own copies of those if you would like them, and I can buy them and send them to you so that you have them on hand, and that way you don't have to return them. It's up to you. Will Grayson looks okay. There's a copy of Breaking Ground, the newest Breaking Ground from Broome Community College. I can get you a copy of that also for free from the office if you'd like one. It's just a bunch of poetry and junk. And this one is called Carolina Moon. I got this at a book sale for 25 cents that I didn't pay because Kat and I went and she bought a bag of books and she bought it for like $2 and I was supposed to give her 25 cents. But anyway, it's called Carolina Moon and it's by Nora Roberts. It looks really good. I just liked it because it said Carolina Moon, and I like moons and suns, so hence why I was attracted to it. This is the Madison Finn series. It's lower reading level. It's definitely for teenagers. I'm keeping it because I want my children to read it. So, then we have some classics up here. We have Catcher in the Rye, To Kill a Mockingbird, and then The Diary of Anne Frank. I have read these two, have not read Anne Frank, would like to, but it's just not in the cards right now. So then we have some other ones. The Best of Me. Attack of the Library. My library is attacking me. Okay, well, The Best of Me. I haven't read this one, but I got this one for Christmas, and this one looks pretty good too. They all look pretty good, don't they? Books are deceiving. I have Elixir by Hilary Duff. This is Hilary Duff's first and only novel. It's a little bit like Lauren Conrad's, which I also have. Surprisingly enough, Ryan Manzer gave this to me for Christmas. He's really nice, but he can also be really mean. But yeah. So they're kind of alike because they're like, they're reality stars. But this one was really good. It's called Forget You. She has another novel. I'm trying to think of what it's called, but I will definitely look it up and recommend it to you because I really liked that one. This one is a girl, I believe, boy gets in a car accident. Somebody gets in a car accident, amnesia, whatever. If I Stay, this one looks really good. This one looks like a Cutter novel, like they're gonna cut off their wrist. I believe I got this one from Ollie's as well. I started that one, haven't finished it. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I've watched the movie, haven't read the book. But it's got little stillies inside from the movie. I'm excited to read that too because I've read this one that's called Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. That one is really cute. It's a romance. A boy, or actually a girl, leaves a notebook challenging somebody, and this guy finds it, and it's about their journey. Teach Me, this one looks pretty good. I got this one at the flea market when I got a Laurie Halse Anderson novel, who I will introduce you to. My stack is leaning. But this one looks, Everything Has to Stop. This one looks pretty good. Yeah. But, I will go ahead and make another video for you, because this one's getting rather long, and I'm sure you'd, like a break. So I will go ahead and finish the tour in the next video.